Yeah, I wanted to talk about the Reds for a couple reasons. Also going to look at the total in this game. But, I mentioned several weeks ago, that I thought Cincinnati was one of those teams early on that was a little misleading. And the reason I said that was because first couple of weeks of the season, really the first month of the season, they were averaging almost 5.5 runs a game, really explosive offensively if you look at that metric, and they had a pretty good record overall. But I'm a big proponent on batting average hits. I think it gets lost in modern baseball. Everyone looks at starting pitchers who go less than half the game sometimes. Everybody looks at launch angle, home runs, but the offensive lineup, when they're consistently putting the ball in play, good things can happen. And the one thing that jumped out to me about the Reds' decent start, their high scoring average, is they weren't hitting the ball. They're averaging like 5.5 runs a game on like a barely over a 200 batting average. And when I see that happen, whether it's overall season or in a short-term 10, 15 game sample, I think the batting average is the true indicator. And that's been proven to be correct here, because the Reds are now averaging less than 4.5 runs a game. That's almost a 20% drop over the past month. And they're still barely batting over 200 for the season. So my point is, keep an eye on hits, batting average. I think it's something that's not incorporated fully into the baseball averages, the baseball betting numbers every day. And it's something I take advantage of. With that said, Cincinnati is ice cold. They've lost 6 straight games. They've had 8 hits or less in 6 straight. They've actually had 6 hits or less in each of their last 5 games. Arizona is red hot offensively, 17 runs the last 2 games, 21 hits. In fact, they've had 8 hits or more in 3 straight. I do lean over 9 in this game, and I do like that key number of 9. I'm a little concerned with the Reds getting there, though, so I think the best way to attack this is a team total. We get both team totals at 4.5. The one I trust a lot more is Arizona. So I like the over 9, but if it's going to get there, it's going to definitely have to be Arizona getting to 5 or more. Diamondbacks in better current form and a much better offensive team. So take a look at the D-backs over 4.5 runs here in this game. Early first pitch, 6:40 Eastern tonight on Wednesday.
Yeah, so the D-backs do have back-to-back strong offensive showings. They scored, as you mentioned, 17 runs over the last 2 games. However, prior to that, it was 9 straight games for Arizona where they scored 4 runs or less, 3 runs or less in 7 of those, 1 run or less in 6 of those. Do we trust the D-backs lineup right now, despite those recent form lousy numbers?
Yeah, on average, you could say about 4.5 runs, 8 to 9 hits is an average performance. The D-backs, just looking over their last 7 games, they've had 7 hits or more in 5 of those 7, 8 or more in over half of them, and they've scored 4 runs or more in 4 of those 7 games. So they haven't been quietly as below average as that 0-1-1. Those 3 bad outings in a row might make you think. And they also faced Dodgers, Padres in those 3 games. I think the 19 runs the last 2 games is more of a breakout indicator. And something else I'll point out about Arizona, the full game itself going over 9. Arizona's road bullpen's been really bad this year, a 5.1 ERA, a 1.54 whip. So I think both teams can get over the 4.5 tonight. I do lean over 9 in the game. But once again, if you're looking at a team total, I think Arizona over 4.5 is a little bit more of a consistent offense. Wager Talk today. Don't forget MLB First Pitch. I'll be on live at 2 o'clock Eastern today talking baseball with the great Dan Alexander. Also, NBA daily videos. I mentioned it earlier. I've done every playoff game every day this entire postseason. I will continue to do so. Hit subscribe, hit the bell for instant alerts so you never miss every morning when those videos go up. Really a deep dive, sides, totals, player props. You saw what I did for about 5 minutes here. I did that for 15 minutes. So a lot more information in that Knicks-Pacers game for Wednesday. Also, number 1 this season in the NBA, which is no surprise because I'm number 1 all time. Sides, totals, total units won in the history of Wager Talk in the NBA. Off to a great start of the playoffs. Baseball is winning as well. Check it out right now. 7 days, buy 7, get 11. It's just $9 a day. Or the best deal, a 1-year all access for just $3 a day with promo code SM365. That works out to about $1 a play. Instant savings of $800. You got to have that promo code SM365 on an annual package. Full details, along with a free play every day on my page, Steve Merrill, wagertalk.com. Get there quicker, wt.buzz/SM.